And we are rolling on November 22nd here at UCLA, where it's a beautiful day. Sunshine is shining, as it usually does in Los Angeles. Yep. And Alex is going to persuade us today.
So, hi, I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
So, I hate writing. I'm not a great writer, but I keep a journal. And journals have been kind of shown, like in society, people think journals are a girly thing to do. So whatever, call me a girl. Journaling, I think, is a great idea and gives you a myriad of benefits. So today I want to persuade you to keep a journal. I want to give you 2 reasons why, and then some actions and benefits that you can take, or that'll happen if you do have a journal. If there's something that you're adamant about, like a topic or an idea, write it down. And writing your ideas or feelings or anything down is the best way to remember it. It gives you a concrete something to look at. And I think everyone can learn from this. It's just a great thing to have, I think. So the first reason that you should keep a journal is because it's a good place to write down your successes and your failures. It's a good way to keep track of it. Everyone has these insecurities about themselves, and the best way to kind of get over these insecurities, these anxieties, is by writing them down, keeping track of them, keeping a hold of them. A lot of entrepreneurs do it and such, and actually that was one of my idols, Richard Branson. He's an entrepreneur, and he is the reason I started journaling. Back in junior year, I was reading articles about him, and I decided to keep a little notebook with me wherever I went to write down any ideas, anything from, oh, I need to buy tissues at Target, or I thought of like an interesting film idea. Like it was an entire spectrum, and I thought this was it was such a great way to work everything out and write everything down, and I started to get a hold of understand my insecurities and what I didn't like and all my anxieties, and I thought of my insecurities as an onion, and they were layers of an onion, and I would peel off the first layers of insecurity, and they would make me tear up, they would sting a little, they would hurt, but then as I got closer to the core is like the juicy part that you put in soups or put in salad or put in a pasta, and that's the part I wanted to show to people after I got past all my anxieties. And so I feel passionate about this because every day used to be the same. I used to go through every day like a routine, but then once I started keeping a journal, successes and failures and things like that became more prominent, I go through every day as a new day to learn, as a day to improve, to learn from failures and closer to succeeding in any goals that I had placed. So let's say you're not so much into self-improvement and stuff. Journaling can also make you a better writer. I was a terrible writer, and I'm still not great, but like I'm definitely getting better. And actually, there was a 2004 study done by the American Board Journal, and they said that 44% of college freshmen didn't hit the college level proficiency, like they didn't write at a college level. And then again in 2009 there was another study by the National Assessment of Educational Progression, and they said that 7 out of 10 students didn't hit, 7 out of 10 high school seniors didn't hit their proficiency benchmark for writing. So imagine like you're in the NBA and 7 out of 10 players don't know the rules, or don't know, or 7 out of 10 players can't shoot 50%, but they're still in the NBA, they're still making it. That's kind of like our workforce now. 7 out of 10 people don't write proficiently, but they're still out there working, getting a lot of money. And I think the way to combat this, the way to fix this, is by practice. We've learned that practice makes perfect. Practicing, you keep repetition and progression, you get better. And I put my first college essay and my personal statement from November together, and my personal statement was really bad, and I saw there was so much change from then to now, and that's just kind of, I think, like shows how much writing has improved. my writing's improved. And so it's 3 actions that you can take. There's to start journaling. First, pretty self-explanatory. Just write. Write. Whenever you have an idea, anything, write on your hand, on a piece of paper, on the table if you must, but erase it. Because that's the best way to start getting your ideas out. Second, if you don't like writing, maybe, use technology. Use your phone, your computer. There's a lot of apps that you can use to keep track of your thoughts. And then third, if you don't like writing, maybe, you can always voice to yourself, like talk to yourself, and then get your ideas and stuff out loud, and that'll help you communicate your idea to yourself better, and then learning that communication would affect your writing, would help out your writing. And so after you do these, some benefits, you'll start to get a clear understanding of yourself, of your insecurities, of where you're from, who you are, and also your writing will improve, and that'll help in college, and then as well as once you go into the workforce. Being a good writer has so many benefits. And as the great Warren Buffett once said, you are your greatest asset, so it's best to invest in yourself. And so in summary, I think I showed you 2 ways that you should, 2 reasons to start journaling, as well as some actions and benefits from journaling. And so there should be no doubt that you guys should all start a journal, or at least continue journaling through Thanksgiving break. And even though journaling is considered a girly thing, you know what? I think we should change this stigmatism in society that journaling is a girly thing, because it can benefit everyone. So whether you just now starting a journal, or you started a journal but you don't journal anymore, I think you should all start a journal today.
Thank you. Okay, let's start over here today.
Hi, I'm Magali.
Hi, Magali.
I really like how you tied back saying that it shouldn't be stigmatized as a girly thing, because it can help anybody no matter what gender you are. So I really like how you tied back.
Yeah, it came in full circle, didn't it, Magali? Improvement.
Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, Laura.
I really liked your speech. I thought it was quite persuasive. There's just a couple times when you seemed to try to be thinking about what you were saying. So, yeah, that's it.
I forgot a quote, and I can't remember what the quote was.
Okay. The solution to that is when you practice with a live person and you find that you forget it, you firm up that area and you say the quote 6 or 8 times and try saying it in your own words, and then it's clear to you. Say it before you go to sleep and so forth. You have a thing you do with your hands and your thumb. It's called steepling, and you don't want to do that. It's a sign of superiority, and you don't want to give off that superiority. As what bosses do when people come in to ask for a raise. They go like this or this, so I'd lose that, Alex. Well, gosh, I liked your speech an awful lot, Alex. You were honest, and you were candid. You started with a grabber of a statement, I don't like writing, or in fact, you said, I hate writing, and that was even better. And but you said that doesn't keep me from keeping a journal, and then you went on to talk about it's not a masculine thing to do. You called it a girly thing. That sort of reminded me of Arnold Schwarzenegger, but yeah. And but it is true that traditionally it's been girls that have kept diaries. If you're real serious about this, and I was serious about this when I was traveling the world, I kept a diary. There's a woman that has a famous diarist called Anais Nin. I don't know if you ever heard of her. Nin is the last name. But you would enjoy her diary. She was friends with very famous people, Henry Miller and other people in Paris. Yeah, but it's just so insightful. It's amazing. Okay, your thesis was good. Your SIG statement I liked. I liked you putting a quote in there from Jim Rohn. A life worth living is a life worth recording. Is that what you were trying to remember? Yeah. But yeah, documenting how you're feeling, what you're doing, sort of makes it a little real. So on your main body, on your first reason, you said that some of your role models keep diaries. You cited Warren Buffett and Richard Branson, and then you talked about how you prefer not to use your phone, although people can. I've seen people do it many ways. Some people talk their diary into their phone, which they prefer. I don't know. So it's different for different people. And then you went on to explain how you used the onion metaphor, and that was very good. And you explained how this was a very revealing process for you to evolve and to get to the core of why you were feeling the way you were feeling. So I thought that was a very good first reason. On your second reason, you pointed out that you'll be a better writer, and I think that's a good hook for everybody in the room, because in this new era we live in, you're gonna have to be on your toes, because what you're learning here at UCLA is going to be out of date in 5 or 10 years, but the basic skills will not be. So if you can write, think, speak, and listen, the basic skills effectively, you're halfway there to, being adaptable to the brave new world that's coming on us. So you cited your statistics. They were a little old. I wish you had a more recent study than 2009, but still was a good one, that they're not meeting their benchmark. And then you used the good analogy of the NBA, so you made your statistics sticky. So I liked that. And I like the personal revelation that you used of looking at your college personal statement and sort of being horrified by it. That was good. But you added, my writing has improved since then because of my journaling. So it was a personal statement of evidence that people could say, well, geez, if it worked for Alex, then gosh, maybe it'll work for me. So that worked well. On the concrete actions, you say just write anything down, write on your pen, write on the phone. I thought all your concrete actions were consistent and concrete and easy to do. And I already mentioned some people prefer to verbalize them, and that's fine. I would have preferred you spend just a little bit more time on the benefits, because that's what really sells a product, because an audience is, what's in it for me? What are you going to do for me? What's keeping a journal going to do for me? So you want to say, well, a lot of benefits. Let me give you 10. Let me give you many. Your summary, conclusion, and tie back to the girly man thing was good. So that was good. You had a minute left, but your canines, don't stumble. Make sure your significant statement comes out, and better eye contact, more confident walking, and no stuttering. How did it go, Alex?
I think I stuttered a couple times because I was trying to remember a couple parts that I couldn't remember, so that made me stutter a bit. I think my eye contact was better. Last time I looked above everyone, but this time I looked more down.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
To
lock eyes for 3 to 5 seconds, it's good. Yeah. I would say, if you can when you walk to the left, if you kind of lock eyes over here like that and really lock in on the side, but still glance over there, that's good. I think that the hand thing, just be aware of that. So, but overall, it was a good persuasive speech. Thank you. Okay, that will bring us to Nicole. Hi, Nicole. How you doing?
Pretty good. I apologize. I forgot to staple it too.
Yeah, we're on a roll, yeah. I'm going to write that on my hand so I fill this silly stapler up. Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Oh, you're not as tall as the last speaker. No, okay. Let's make a change. There we go. Okay, Nicole stands in front of you, managing attention. Close the computer. That's the romper room no-no. Managing attention, communicating respect, non-verbally, all the way, please. Thank you. Communicating respect non-verbally. Finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name. Feel the love. Start your speech.
Hello, my name is Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
$5,500 are euthanized. Not every month, not every week, but every day here in America. Today, I want to persuade you all to adopt rather than buy an animal. I will give you 2 reasons why you should, as well as three actions and benefits which will follow if you adopt my proposal. I know America's facing a lot of issues right now. The obesity epidemic, high unemployment rates, the recent presidential election, take your pick. However, with animal adoption, it's one of those few issues that you, as a single individual, can make a huge difference in. So, the first reason I want to persuade you all to adopt an animal rather than buy one is because for every adoption, that's one less purchase that is funding things like puppy mills and backyard breeders. Animals from these kind of situations are often sick, malnourished, under-socialized, aggressive sometimes, and it's just overall not a good situation. A good example of this actually comes in the form of a scam that has been recently going around on the popular site Craigslist. What generally happens is someone posts a generic backstory as to why they are selling a litter of puppies, and they describe them as teacup or micro-sized breeds. However, it turns out that they are not small because they're micro or teacup dogs. They are small because they are only about 2 weeks old. They are taken away from their mother almost as soon as they're born, and this results in much too immature of a dog to live on its own. People who have fallen for this scam have reported back that their dogs were either so sick that they had to be hospitalized for a long time, or they died right after the purchase. And you know, hearing about stories like this, it makes me even more passionate about this issue because anything I can do to stop people from making a quick buck off of the suffering of animals and people is something I want to get involved in. The second reason that you should adopt rather than buy an animal is because it's not just dogs and cats that need saving. In Los Angeles County alone, you can get a rooster, turtles, rabbits, horses, etc. There's many species that you can adopt from your normal Los Angeles shelter. However, many people don't know this, and because of this, they face overwhelming numbers of just overcrowding. And so, actually just last month, in Orange County, one of the shelters was at 95% of its maximum capacity. It was fuller than it had ever been in years. And a huge part of this was because they had rescued 200 rabbits from an animal hoarder's house. While it is great that they were rescued from this house, the unfortunate reality is that the majority of them are not going to find homes to go back to because of the low adoption rates. And so, when I hear things like this, that it's a common phenomenon, it makes me really sad because it's not just dogs and cats that deserve to have a home to go to. It's all these other species. They're still pets. Okay. I would also like to offer you guys some actions that you could take to help with this problem. First, and most obvious of all, you can adopt an animal. But I know a lot of people are either living on campus or in an apartment, and so therefore, it's not that much of an option. Which leads me to my next point of you can make a donation. Shelters rely on donations to do things such as buy food, medications, and pay for surgeries that a lot of the animals come in needing. Lastly, you can also volunteer. Shelters rely heavily on volunteers for exercising the animals, socializing them, and cleaning the cages even. There's a lot of duties they need done. For each of these actions, there's also respective benefits. If you adopt an animal, you get a companion that will love you for the rest of its life. And every day it will show its appreciation to you for giving it that second chance. If you make a donation, you get the satisfaction of knowing that you have personally donated to a society that is going to save thousands of animals' lives. And if you volunteer time, not only do you get to know you did a good thing, but you can actually use this volunteer work when you're applying for scholarships, graduate programs, or even future employment. In summary, I have given you 2 reasons why you should adopt rather than buy an animal, as well as 3 actions you can take. With these actions, of course, comes benefits. In conclusion, there should be no doubt in this room that adoption over buying is always the better option. And by the end of today, 5,500 dogs are going to be euthanized. And this number doesn't even take into account the numerous other species that are going to be put down today. We can't do anything about today. However, I hope collectively we can help make a difference for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. 525.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
I think I like that. It was nice and you didn't rush anything, so it was really easy to follow everything that you said. It just kind of flowed really well, and the transitions were really smooth. So it was good.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
The only thing I thought that could be improved upon was the time where you giggled a little bit. I don't know what that was about.
He held up the number 4.
Oh, okay. But apart from that, I think you did a really good job, and I think you do a good job of the way you intonate your words conveys emotion, so we really feel emotionally connected to the cause. So it's very good, very persuasive speaking.
Nicole, very fine job. You started off with a real dramatic statistic, and I know one of your canais was to use varying pause lengths to keep the speech from sounding monotonous, and you clearly did that, and that was wonderful, because there's nothing worse to 5,000 dogs are euthanized every month, every day across America. It loses something, but the way you presented it, 5,500 dogs are euthanized, not every month, not every week, but every day across America. Much more effective. Better communicated the meaning and idea and got an emotional impact out of your introduction. So continue to work with that emphatic style of delivery that you've started now to develop. That was good. Thesis, no complaints. Just in working the emphatic style of delivery, sometimes just a little bit more energy to fill up the room with your energy, because you still are a little mellow. Okay, yeah. Your sixth statement was interesting. You talked about other problems plaguing society, but you sort of went to the Emily Dickinson, if I can stop one heart from breaking, I'll not have lived in vain. And so you said, even if just one person adopting an animal makes the difference to the pet. And so that was, brought it down to a single act from your audience. And I thought that was good, yeah. On your reasons, yes. The puppy mills, yes, they're evil. Truly evil. And you explained one aspect of them on Craigslist. My advice is don't buy anything on Craigslist, but that's just me. But the story you told was an important warning for people. And yet people are very gullible, and you explained how this micro teacup size was a real catch for people. Oh, we gotta, baby, we want it that way, yeah. And if it is too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true, and, it doesn't work out. And there are, of course, a lot of other problems with the puppy mills, but you highlighted a good one. And so your first reason was a good one, and you brought it back to, the idea of, there's an alternative, so, you don't have to go to Craigslist. On the second reason, you brought in a real unique, and I think this was the unexpected thing in your speech. I don't think many people know that our shelters are full of turtles and rabbits and a lot of other animals that are there and can be adopted, but you gave the hoarder example, and there, of course, euthanized too, and so that was an unexpected and yet good point you made for another possible adoption option. The concrete action, I'd like to see you number them more clearly with your boys. So you said the first one, adopt an animal. You said the next needs to be the next action. 2, make a donation, and then explain it. Lastly, 3, donate your time, stress what the action is, and then go into it. The benefits was very well elaborated on and developed, and that's a good sell in a persuasive speech, so that was well developed. You went 5 minutes, so you had 2 minutes left, so you could have, if you wanted to, you could have given the full summary to fill it in. And you could have added more statistics and information if you wanted to. summary, conclusion, and tieback were all excellent, and your tieback was very powerful. Your canais move throughout the speech, use varying pause length to keep the speech from sounding monotonous, and utilize different speeds of talking to the audience to keep them engaged. How did it go?
I think I did pretty well on the first two. The last one, though, it kind of fell through a little.
Yeah, it's hard to work all these at the same time and remembering a speech, but if you keep at it, it will come. I thought you had a simple message. I thought you had something unexpected. I thought you were very credible. I thought your citations could have been a little bit more stressed with the year that you got them and with the voice so that they were a little more credible. And the unexpected of the bunny and the turtles was excellent, and good stories in this speech. So, very nice job, Nicole. Thank you. Okay, that will bring us to Caroline. Hi, Caroline. How are you doing?
Good.
That's good.
I also didn't staple mine. I'm sorry.
Boy, we're a stableless group today, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's that, and then my
Take
evaluation.
care of it when I get to my office. And your canais are down here.
They're listed right in a sentence form right there.
Okay. I can't read this. What's this word say?
Oh, connecting.
Okay. Okay. Good. Oh, you're tall.
I'm not tall.
Well, compared to the last speaker. Okay. Okay, Caroline stands before you, managing the tension, communicating respect, non-verbally, saying to herself, I respect my audience, and really meaning it, finding friendly eyes near the front and center, say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Hi, my name is Caroline.
Hi, Caroline.
So if you could all do me a favor and close your eyes and imagine a fast-paced city next to an ocean with mountains, snow covered in the distance, hills nearby, great giant lakes and rivers scattered around that like supply suburbs and forests with water and resources, and just basically all of the good things you could ever imagine in one place. And it sounds like paradise, right? Open your eyes. That's actually my home, Seattle, Washington. And today I'd like to persuade you guys to visit and explore Seattle at some point in your life. So I'm going to give you two reasons why you should visit and explore Seattle at some point in your life, and 3 actions you can take in order to, prepare for the trip and also make it fulfilling, and also benefits you will get if you accept my proposal. So the first reason I think all of you should visit Seattle and explore at some point in your life is because there's something for everyone. Literally, there's as I said, hills and mountains. It's not like going to Hawaii where basically all you can do is sit on the beach, or Utah where basically the only options are skiing and freezing to death. There's anything you could ever want, and there's so many fun activities that you can do, and you can go hiking, go up to the lake, go shopping in the city, kind of whatever you want to do. So, some evidence that I have for that there's things for everyone is that I found this. Wait, shoot.
statistic from Davin Hiskey.
Yeah. I was forgetting his name. So I found a statistic by Davin. Wait, I'm sorry. I just like completely forgot. I'm like spacing out.
You're fine.
Can I?
Who did research on Seattle and the rain and
Oh, right. Okay, I'm sorry. So, yeah. So, the stereotype that Seattle has like just a ton of rain and everything is just like kind of really false in my opinion, because really like the weather changes there all the time. So David Hiskey actually did a study about rainfall in the U.S. and found that Seattle's actually ranked 44th on like the list of annual rainfall, which means 43 major cities have more annual rainfall than Seattle. So basically, if you're like not fond of the weather, it's gonna change like whenever you want. So as I said, there's something for everyone to do. Another more evidence I have that there's something for everyone to do is a personal story. And my friend was trying to take a girl on a date, and he couldn't decide whether he should like take her to Mount Rainier or like take her to the Ferris wheel downtown or like take her shopping. So he was just like really conflicted, and I was like, oh my goodness, there's so much to do here. Like just being conflicted on where to take a girl on a date is great evidence for that. So the second reason that I think you guys should all visit Seattle is because it's a cultural hub of diversity and history, and so many like huge companies were founded there, and it's just like a really cool place to go, and you will like be like super proud that you were able to say that you went to like the star of Starbucks and like Nordstrom and Boeing, which I actually live like really close to. So some statistics I have on this is that Cassandra Tate actually found, she's a journalist, she actually found for HistoryLink, the website, that the zip code 98118, which is Seattle zip code, is actually one of the most diverse zip codes. So it's like Seattle's a really great place for culture, and also Forbes actually listed Seattle as the 7th fastest growing city in the U.S. So it's also, you know, very fast paced. There's a lot of industry, and it's just a big place for a lot of culture. There's so many like things that you can visit that really like display this. Like the Seattle Art Museum has a ton of really like historical, I guess, art, and there's just like so many things that you'll be able to like go home and like tell your friends that you saw all of these. All of these, you know, like really fun and exciting cultural activities and everything. So I always feel really proud that I'm from Seattle, and I know you would too if you came to visit. So that's one of, you know, something really great you can say. So 3 actions you can take in order to prepare for your trip to Seattle in order to like make the most out of your trip is, number 1, save money. Traveling is very expensive, so if you save money and decide what you're going to be doing earlier on, then that will be like way beneficial for you because you won't feel like you're missing out on stuff. Number 2, book plane tickets and hotels way early, because you might not be able to get a desirable time if you wait till the last minute, and then you won't want to go because it's like either during rainy season or something like that. The 3rd action you can take is research. Before I go on a trip, I always am doing research on what's the best places to go. Like, would you rather go to the like first Starbucks at Pike Place Market, or just like go hiking or like go boating or anything? So definitely research before you go, because that will help you make the most out of your trip. So 4th, some benefits you'll get if you go to Seattle. First of all, you'll have some really great coffee. The coffee is, I think, a lot better in Seattle. Also, you'll be able to, as I said, tell your friends you went to like the birthplace of Microsoft and like Boeing and like all those cool things, so they'll be like really jealous. And you'll just have a really good time, and you'll be more like, you know, culturally in tune with, I guess, kind of the world, because there are so many cultures just in one little area, so you'll really be able to learn a lot. So in summary, I have told you 2 reasons you should go to Seattle and 3 actions you can take in order to make that better, and some benefits you will get if you do visit Seattle. So there should be no doubt in this room that you guys should definitely visit Seattle sometime in the future. And even though I'm probably really biased towards my own home and city, I think, you know, everyone that I've ever talked to that has visited Seattle has really enjoyed it. And I mean, it basically just sounds like paradise with Christmas trees everywhere. So why wouldn't you want to come?
Thank you. 625.
Hi everyone, I'm Jeremy.
Hi, Shirley.
I thought your speech was very good. I like how it was unexpected in the intro because you forced to close our eyes and imagine something. And that's something that no one has done yet.
Improvement.
Hi, my name is Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
Improvement. Part of just a power stance. I'd say like you're a dancer, so I know it's hard.
Yeah.
But like I feel like you
Okay.
moved a little. But,
Okay, Caroline, let's talk about your speech. You had a really, can you back up just a little bit? I keep
Yeah,
backing up
sorry.
into the audience, so I'm losing you. There we go. Don't go in front of that green box, everyone.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I know because, it's hard. You want to get closer to the audience. I know
Yeah.
we have a smaller group today. Your intro with the closed eyes, I'm not a big fan of it, but it seemed to work. We seemed to get an idea of paradise, and then you said this is your hometown of Seattle, Washington, and that was fine. Your thesis preview did what a thesis preview was supposed to do. Your sixth statement kind of got a little skipped, but you kind of incorporated it into your main body. But you want to suggest to people, if you're really looking for something new and wonderful, Seattle's the place. And but you covered that in your first reason, so it's kind of redundant with what you wrote in your significant statement. You had a little trouble with your Hiskey journal stuff, but that was a very unexpected, because many people have the stereotype that if you go to Seattle, bring an umbrella and a raincoat, because you're going to be wet every day. And so that was very interesting and unexpected fact that you presented. And then you presented a story of a friend that was trying to decide where to take a young lady on a date, and so that was good. Your second reason, you described the cultural things that are there, and you gave a good summary of all the ones, Starbucks and Microsoft and Bill Gates and so on and so forth. So you made it sound appealing, and so that was good. Concrete actions, you said save money now, so you may say, well, I guess you're just being realistic. I guess it is a little expensive. Probably not as much as New York City, but
Yeah.
but it is a little expensive, yeah. And book hotels early and research ahead of time. Those are good pieces of advice and concrete action. And the benefits, were well presented. Your summary was good. Your conclusion was fine, and then your tie back, you admitted that you were a little biased, but go visit paradise is what you said. That's fine. Your canais were using more raw emotion, and I can't read that word, more with the connecting more with the audience,
Yeah.
and relating my speech to them, and walking 3 times. How'd it go?
So for the connecting to the audience, I felt like I did a better job this time of telling them why it's important that they should relate to the speech rather than just I like Seattle, but it's why would you?
So should you? Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then walking 3 times, I think I did a good job, but I do have to stay in the power stance when I walk around. So I've been pretty good at that, but I think this time I just got a little flustered for getting my David Hiskey thing, and that just kind of threw me a little bit, but it was okay.
Okay, good. And remember to give with your voice a little umph on the dates of your quotes so that they know it's real recent evidence. Okay? Thank you very much, Carolyn. Okay. That will bring us to Ryan.
I couldn't staple it as well.
Boy, this is a
I'm sorry.
trend. Okay. Okay, Ryan, don't come any further than the. I'll see if I can back up a little bit more. Don't
Do you want me to back it?
take a half step back, please. Yeah. Okay, you're good now. Okay, yeah. And Ryan stands before you, managing attention, communicating respect, finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
So, I was never a morning person. My ability to go to classes before noon has consistently been non-existent. I can never do any essential activities, and it's all just very rare for me to open my eyes before noon. But if I ever needed to, I was very dependent on caffeine and coffee. And this brought a lot of energy highs and lows, and an eventual addiction to caffeine that I wanted to rid myself of. So I looked for a substitute, and I know that a lot of you probably are not morning people, but I think I found a proper substitute that I could tell you about. And that substitute is yoga. Yoga is a 3,000-year-old Indian practice that I think will be perfect for all of you in terms of bringing energy to your mornings. It was also stated and classified by the National Institute of Health as a form of alternative medicine. So, today I come to you to persuade you all to try and integrate yoga into your morning routines. I will give you 2 reasons why, and some actions you can take, and the benefits that will come from these subsequent actions, if you choose to unleash your inner yogi. A quote about yoga that I thought kind of encapsulated it was by an Indian author named Amit Ray, and he said that yoga is a science of well-being, a science of youthfulness, and a science. What was the last?
Integrating the body, mind, and
body,
soul.
mind, and the soul.
Yeah.
So, going along that, this science of yoga is something that I think you should all put into your mornings. And the first reason being the obvious reason that it has a lot of physical health benefits. Yoga is a practice that involves a lot of stretching, a lot of holding of intricate poses, focusing on your breathing, and a lot of internal meditation. All of this leads to an increase in muscular flexibility, your overall musculature, and it also helps with posture, which is something that helped me a lot because I used to have really bad posture. Another thing that yoga helps is decreasing your blood pressure, decreasing your cortisol levels, and also decreasing your heart rate. So these are all good benefits to yoga. I feel like this is very important, especially in the mornings, because a lot of times when we wake up we're very stiff and cold, and this activity brings a lot of oxygenated blood back into your body and makes you feel very limber. I know that every morning that I do yoga, walking to class, much more easy to go upstairs, and I just feel very limber. Another thing about yoga that a lot of people often look over is the fact that it's very, very, very helpful for your mind as well. There's a lot of mental benefits. Yoga has been classified as an alternative form of medicine for people with depression, anxiety, or just people dealing with overall stress. A study conducted by the Yoga Biomedical Trust in London showed that 94% of participants had reduced anxiety and stress levels when they were doing yoga every morning as part of their routine. Yoga also... Could I see my points? I skipped over.
No, you did fine. You don't have to drink coffee.
Oh, yeah. Also, so I talked about my addiction to caffeine. I now have way more healthy and sustained energy throughout the day versus with caffeine, I used to feel a lot of dips in the afternoon and I would have to resort to taking naps, which we all know we want to avoid now. So now you must be asking yourself, what do I do? How do I go about partaking in yoga? What are my steps? So here are some actions that I think would be beneficial to all of you. As students here at UCLA, we have a lot of free yoga classes available to us. So that would be the first step I would say to you, and to take 1 or 2 of those classes and see if it's for you. From there, if you believe that it's something that you would enjoy, I'd say purchase your own mat, because that's really all you need, and watch a lot of online classes. You can find a bunch on YouTube that would allow you to make your own practice way better. And then the last step, if you're really into it after that, would be to attend classes at private institutions like Core Power in Westwood, or just continue doing you. These are all concrete actions you can take that will help. Now,
When you take these actions, how do you feel?
I'm blanking out completely right now.
You're supposed to say how people feel when the benefits.
Yeah, the benefits of doing all of this. Could I see my outline? I'm sorry.
Yeah, right here. Number D is where you are.
Oh, okay, sorry. So yeah, when you've taken these actions, I'm very sure that all of you will enjoy all the benefits that I've told you about. I for sure have. I've been doing this for the last 2 months, and I could say for sure that my body feels a lot healthier, my mind is way clearer, and just mornings are pretty easy for me to get through now. So, in summary, I've told you 2 reasons why you should do yoga. I've told you some of the benefits, and I've told you actions that you can go about doing it. I think there's little to no doubt in this room that yoga is a very beneficial practice, and that if you incorporate it into your morning routine, you'll have little to no problems. I for sure have rid myself of my caffeine addiction, and I know that you guys could also transition to becoming morning people if you wish to. Thank you.
Thank you. 5. Okay, I guess we're over here.
I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
I thought it was really unexpected that you talked about yoga, but I thought it was really persuasive, especially because I was thinking of doing yoga, so I might actually take it up now instead of just I might do it. You should pretty good persuasive.
Good. So you have a convert. Good. Improvement.
Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, Laura.
As a coffee addict, I thought that it was very unexpected, and improvement would be probably just like remembering it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, yeah. Well, Ryan, this was a simple speech with a simple message. A little more practice would have been helpful. You speak the outline forward, backwards, and sideways 6 times, and you won't stumble, and you won't need notes, and you won't need to look at your notes. So remember that as a memory aid. You chose to personalize this and couch the practice of yoga as a antidote to getting rid of a caffeine addiction, and I thought that was very effective because in the United States, look at the growth of Starbucks et al. Caffeine has become the drink of the masses. Everybody drinks coffee to keep it going. Yeah. And yet you tell us you can keep it going without coffee, which is intriguing. Your 6th statement with the quote from Amit Ray, a year would have been nice, was good. Your benefits, your first reason was you said that there's good things that happen, lowers your cortisol level, your flexible muscular, better posture, vital organs. Yeah, you ran down the laundry list, lower blood pressure. Those are all good things that would sell yoga to people. You quoted in your 2nd reason the Yoga Biomedical Trust in London We needed to have a date orally presented, and there's a lot of evidence on cortisol levels lowering and blood pressure lowering studies. Herb Benson's book on the relaxation response, the doctor at Harvard is doing a lot of work on this. So, but you didn't cite it, but you needed to, right? More evidence. Okay, yeah. Your second reason, you did cite evidence, so that was good. Good reasoning there, yeah. Your concrete action, you gave people, you said free at UCLA, so that was magic to a lot of people because it was right here and it was free. That was good. So, and then the videos on YouTube, and I wanted to ask you about these private companies. I watched an expose on 60 Minutes about Bikram yoga. Have you practiced that? Do you know about that?
Yeah, like a long time ago.
Yeah, it looked kind of shady. Is it shady?
A little bit. I personally don't like pay for classes now.
Yeah.
I just do it myself.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't know much about it. Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Your summary, your conclusion, your tie back were all fine. You just were stumbling, obviously. Your canais, purposeful movement does not interrupt the flow of the speech. Strong power stance throughout, and various speech intonation. How did your canais go?
I think I did a better job because the first point was because last time when I moved for the first time, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
And I think this time I was way
You had
better
it,
moving and talking.
Okay, good.
The stance, like everything kind of fell apart when I forgot the first thing. Same with like the rest of the speech.
Yeah.
And I think I forgot about being conscious about the stance a little bit.
Yeah, because when you went back up there, you didn't get in the power stance.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then I think my intonation was good to begin with, and then I also forgot about it towards the end as I was trying to remember everything.
Okay. Well, overall, you got it done, and with just a few of the little glitches you had, it was a great speech. Thank you very much. Good topic.
Thank you.
Okay, are there any more D's? Okay, our work is done. Return with honor.
Yeah, I usually can.
So, there's not a lot of speakers left, live speakers and stuff.
Yeah.
So what should we do if there's no live speakers? Like, can we go
I
online?
guess you'll have to do a TED Talk or go online for a 30-minute or hour speaker. But,
you have like so just like any online. Should I try to find like an obscure?
Yeah, I don't know. Find somebody that's interesting that you care about that's recent. There's a.
Like, I could just do one of like the new TED Talks that like just came out yesterday because I'm subscribed to the YouTube channels.
There's a lot of talk about President Trump and all the people whining about the fact that he won. All the people that are upset about it, and so there's some people that are making speeches about how bad it's going to be, and there are other people that are saying, "Get over it, grow up." So that's, I don't care what you do, but just do one and get it done.
I'll try to find something.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, can I see my grade for the class? I heard that.
You can see your grade for the class. Yes. What's your name?
Alex Croce, CROCE, right here.
Right here. Okay, this is your score on the Persuasive, on the PC, on the film. You haven't done the intro?
I did the intro.
You did the intro?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Okay. I did the intro at the end of one of the film speeches.
Okay, great. And your midterm grade. I just haven't put them in there. Okay, good. Okay, there you go.
Wait, so as far as this question goes about if we can't find a live speaker, You said last resort.
Yeah,
watch-
cry. Watch one on YouTube.
Okay, and
It's about an hour long. You know, something recent,
Okay.
something topical,
Okay.
political, recent, interesting to
Alright.
you.
I had one other question.
Yes.
I'm a little stressed out because I still have to give 2 speeches,
Mm-hmm.
and like, Andre's been sick, so I haven't been able to do my study.
Andre Previn, yes.
What does that mean?
He's a famous conductor
Okay, I didn't know.
for the Philharmonic, yes.
Yeah, no.
That's how I remember his name.
So there's that, and then I also have to do the other assignments. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what?
So you do it next time, yeah? Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's fine, yeah.
All right. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're in the next class?
Yeah.
Boy, you're a dedicated student. She comes in early. Boy, oh boy. What class is it?
Communication Studies 1,
Yeah, who's the instructor?
Professor Karen Mack.
Karen Mack, yeah. How's it going?
I really enjoy the class.
You guys are rolling along, huh? Great.